Twitch, YouTube. All right. Thanks everyone for joining. Today we are continuing to work on an open source psychiatric website. And I'm not really, so one thing we're going to do is create a couple new pages, but that shouldn't take very long at all. And I'm not really sure what we're going to do after that. We could take anywhere from 30 minutes to 3 hours. So I have plenty of time available. It's more a matter of how much stuff needs to be done. I think it's just npm run dev. Let's verify in the package.json. Yeah. Cool. And got a few people here on TikTok. I'll throw up the green screen. You can see my full screen on YouTube or Twitch. So my handle is just John Vandeveer. I think I'm also streaming to Twitter, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Where's the right background panel for the green screen? Boop, there we go. Well, and I want to expand it, but it did an angle. What's going on there, TikTok? How strange. All right, well, there's a slight angle to it. And, okay, that's better. I wonder why that happened. Hello from Algeria. Ooh, very cool, very cool. Oh, yeah, developer.javascript. Let's go. All right, so the client has started up. Did you even see that I was doing that in the background? Here is, I kind of hate this giant hero image. I don't know about you. It looks like it's a single tone, even though it's not. So this is going to be some of the style stuff that we deal with. So what is this background right here? Computed, background image, linear gradient. So it's a two-tone linear gradient. I think it just looks like garbage. That's okay, it's a template site. So we have the home page, we have the contact page. There it is. What I would like to do is go to the About page, 404. So we're going to fix that. And then Services page, we're going to fix that as well. After we're done with Services, we will, I guess, work a bit more on the home page. So I have the left and the right panel of the hero, but they aren't optimally, like the content there is kind of like, oh, in the contact form. Okay, so we got some stuff to work on. Let's dive in. What are going to build, if I may ask? A psychiatric website. So for a professional psychiatrist. This is open source. This content is fake content. Yeah, but it's still the intent would be to be used by a psychiatrist. Like this is not a real psychiatrist phone number, for example. Okay, cool. So let's start by making the About page. And we want to look at our reference website, right? So we have this reference. We have several reference websites, but that's sort of like the premier one. Here's our open source repo. We'll keep that on hand. This is the Netlify deployed, and this is the Netlify administrator panel. Laterally slides is irrelevant at the moment. This is some notes that included some other reference websites. Let's open up one more, which is this one. This is Elevated. Let's open up Refine Psychiatry as well. Cool, Meet Refine. So this would be the About page. All right. What's up, Ashley? I like this. I like the look and feel of this one. And we'll contrast that with the About Me. I don't like the gray tone. I don't like the center giant picture. I do like the two. I like the two. Okay. Yeah, I feel like with this Meet Refine view, I'm getting more information without it being overwhelming. And that's the whole name of the game, right? Let's get you as much information as we can, but not be overwhelming. I do think that the heading there is like taking up a bit too much real estate for the amount of info that you get out of it, which is not much. But I like the navbar hero-ish. I'm just going to call it a subnav. A subnav or a header. It's a header area. Header area. Yep. And then we have the 2 column. I like the 2 column. You get a picture, but then treatment philosophy. Cool. And this is just like 2, and then there's a request a consult button. Okay, cool. Book a consult now. I like request a consult more. I like that language. Book a consult. So here we'll change this to request a consult. Cool. And I like the way that button looks too. I would make the font a touch bigger. It's just a little bit hard to read. But I think it feels upscale to do the black and white. It feels upscale. Cool. So I like this approach. So I'm going to basically steal this one in this case. So meet refine. So we'll start by going to pages. Next.js convention, the pages will go here. And this is going to be about.js. Here I'm going to lift and shift the contact page just to have something to start with. And this will be about. And we will do the, we're going to have this header component. Ooh, contact. So contact, they have a contact header, yeah? Great. And I do want to implement that because on my contact page, I would like a contact header, and that's also going to let it take up a whole fold. It feels like too small here, but if I get that, that header, it'll look good. So the home page is not going to make use of that. It's going to have this hero, but the other pages, about, service, contact, will do, will include that header. And I'm wondering if I can make a generic component here where contact says contact, meet refine says meet refine, services says services, right? So we can abstract some of this out. So I'm going to make a generic component. This is going to be a page wrapper. So it'll be standard page wrapper.js. And I will put this over here. So that's going to implement head contact page. This will be standard page wrapper. I'll do this as an arrow function. So the page container can be included here. Export const standard page wrapper. This will take head title. Okay. And then here we will do the header. And this really should be an H1, I think. Let me check the HTML. I think header often wraps H1. So it's like, should I use header or H1? The answer is yes. Like, use them both. So here's H1, and if we go up, 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 this is at the top level using a section. That's okay. My nose is tickling me. Rongo, thanks for the follow. I'm not seeing any messages in the Twitch or YouTube chat yet. Right, so we see HTML header tag, header wrapping H1 up here. Try it yourself. And a heading here. That's what I'm going for. And you can see this is actually all wrapped within the broader header. I don't know that I need to do that. I think that H1 is the main thing I'm going for. Cool. So, and I can actually put the header, maybe it should go above the main wrapper, huh? Let's see. Continue to use role main. How old is this? Oh, this is from 2013. Boo, that's super old. Okay, so I'm gonna try putting the header outside. And let me compare this with the index. So this is the home page where I have the hero header. So this is like an asymmetrical treatment, right? Which is not ideal. I'm going to let it be asymmetrical for now. I want to make this work for me. I don't want to be sort of like tied down. So I'll leave it like this. Put it to do. Is that React? Yes, it is. Cool. So there's the head title. This is used in both the HTML title and also in the header. And I think this is good. If I let, yeah, I could customize this to where it could support the homepage too. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So we'll just call this page wrapper. It'll take head title. It will say L header replacement. So if we have one, use it. Otherwise, so we have a header element, use it, otherwise use this sort of like default header. And so then in this case, the hero header will be a header element. So let's try and basically replace all of this. Oh, and the footer is coming below. What did I do on the contact page? I still have a footer. Okay, so the footer will be used in every case. And in the page wrapper, I do have the footer. Okay, cool. And then, so this will be main content. Ever worked with micro front ends? Also, you should add prototypes. Yes, I have worked with micro front ends, and oh, you should add prop types. Yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of prop types. I prefer TypeScript. I know in this case I'm not using TypeScript because I thought the starter had it and then it didn't. So, but I don't feel like adding prop types right here. Contact page. Okay, so I want to try and do the home like this with the page wrapper. So head title, I think that's what I called it, will be Netlify Psychiatric. Okay. And the header element will be the hero header. Let's see. Head title, header element, and main content. And the main content is really just the contact component at the moment. Is that right? Wow. Cool. So that will be a lot more concise if only it works, right? Impressive, but not impressive enough, I'm afraid. What do you mean? What are you referring to? Cool, much more concise homepage if it works. I need to import the page wrapper. And yeah, let's check out my homepage. Bam. Element type is invalid. Expected a string. Let's see, what line is it talking about? But got undefined. Boo, very sad, very sad. Ah, main content is with a capital M. Let's see if that did it. Oh, so it's not actually giving me a line of code. That's no good. Home, application. Let me kill this. Let's try it. Let's start over. It's Leo Sam. Thanks for the follow. Okay, so let's debug this a bit. We got page wrapper. Head title, header element. So what if I comment all of this? Then it complains about main. Oh, because of the comment, yeah. Element type is invalid. Okay, so even if I got rid of, oh, the thing is named wrong. Page wrapper, export const page wrapper. So we're going to do page wrapper only has a head title. Cool. So this compiles. Will there be a backend for this build? Not really, no. We're trying to have this be kind of like Jamstack, fully static generation, build time only. So no runtime data transfer. Trying to avoid that. Okay, cool. So we got this to build like so. Now let's enable this, and it will have some issue, right? You likely forgot your export. You likely forgot to export your component from the file it's defined in. All right, so header element, could that be the issue? Let's see, let's try this a different way. Let's just do main content. And let me also invoke it differently. So I'll invoke main content as a function. Main content is not a function. Oh, well, you're smart enough to figure that out. Oh, I can do one of these. Cool, so that works. Do I have a contact component? Main content is not a function. So I could pass a function, like a render function. Yeah, this is what it's mad about. Okay. Expected a string or a class function, but got an object. So this is why it's mad. Cool, so I will do, instead I'll do a function. Awesome. Okay, so that was the issue. And then what about header elements? And that works just fine because I'm referencing it this way. Cool. And lastly, the head tag. So before I save, we should note that the head is broken. Yeah, it just says localhost 3000. Now I'll save it like this. Netlify Psychiatric. Awesome. Jovia, thank you for the follow. AK Bucks, thank Thank you so much. Okay, cool. So this is looking good. Now I have this sort of like generic page wrapper. And my home page, let's see. Yeah, this home page is much thinner. Can I do this as an ES6 function? Save a few more lines. Will this work? Export default const home. Cool, so that works too if I want to do it this way. Did it actually save me any lines? Because I had to bring the default down here. So we got 17 or 18 lines, undo, undo, undo. It's literally the same number of lines. I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to do it because I don't like the wasted return line when I use the function keyword, basically. Cool, so home is simply a page wrapper with some main content in there. Now we have all of this stuff. So now let's go over to contact. And this is contact us. Contact us. So this will say contact us. Header element has no special header element, so it will use the default header element. Cool. And then, yeah, it's going to have the contact component there. And now let's do the about page. About. This will say about. And I don't want a contact component here. I will say to do to column. So here's the contact component. We'll get rid of that. And services. What is the layout of services over here? It's still two column. And I really like this. I really like this actually. So it's two column, but then also alternating rows. I'm going to refer to this one. Services.js, export services. The Smiling Michael, thanks for joining. Oh, 1 second. Cool, we're back. Thank you for the likes. So yeah, so that's the reference page, and this header title will just be services, to do, to column, and I'll say with alternating row color via theme. Cool. Services, services, services. So now I should be able to click about, and yep, here's an about page, services, here's a services page. Need to populate all that content so it doesn't look absurd. Why does the kind of like top look like that? It's just because of this element height, I think. Yep, so now that it overflows the fold, it looks great. Yeah, maybe I do give it a min height like that. So I like that, right? A 10 height top nav, a 10 height bottom nav. On mobile, it doesn't look crazy. And then the main wrapper min height can be min height can be 80 VH. And so where is the additional height coming from? Yeah, it was just due to the footer sizing. Cool. So I think that's a better solution, actually. Oh, oops. That's off by an order of magnitude. But yeah, I think that's a better sort of base page. What's up, Jason? Thanks for the likes. So main wrapper. Let's find the style for this. All right. So min height will be 80 VH. We'll go find the top nav. And so here the height 10 VH, and then the footer yeah, here's this. Cool. Changes are looking good. And so now empty cache and hard reload. And my about page isn't all squished and crazy looking, right? Here's services, here's contact. Great, great, great. And then home is a little different, and that's okay. That's okay. So this is great. So what's the feature here? Feet is about and services page. Also better. Oh, actually page wrapper. So page wrapper and about page and services page. So we can push that. Cool. What I would like to do now is, well, let's do the 2 columns, and then we will do a contact form. I like the use of the section. I like the use of that. So here's services. We'll close the other tabs so that we have a little less sort of visual noise. So I will do 2 sections. Do I have a need for a third? 1, 2. So the first one is just like a list. The second talks about fees, and that's it. That's it. Yeah, I like that. We can go in the footer and add all rights reserved. Yeah, so this will just be a 2 section. And then within each section, there will be like a left and a right. So I see a great opportunity for a 2-column row here that I can use twice here, and then I can also use it in my homepage, right? Because this is like a 2-column row here. So let me open up the hero header. And let's check their homepage. They have this hero. Yeah, it's not going to be the same. It's going to be different, right? I guess they do all have it in this sort of like larger section. So yeah, it could be fine if this is called a section. I think that's fine. I'm a product guy. How's it going? Thanks for dropping by. And about this height seems really nice. So how did they achieve that height? I think it is just determined by the size of the content in this list. And I think that's fine for me too. Okay, great. So I'm basically happy to mimic the structure here. So the outer element is a section. So here I'll create a new component. This component is called 2-column row.js. Yeah, export const 2-column row is ultimately a section tag. And then here it will have some content. It will have left and right. Are these 2 divs then? Yeah. Yep. So there's a wrapper and then a sub wrapper, which seems unnecessary. So then I will do a 2 columns basically. Cool. So we have the section, an inner wrapper, and a left and a right. So the hero header really becomes a 2-column header. 2-column row. Left content, or content left and content right. So here is the content left. And so it doesn't really save us much. It doesn't really give us much mileage if we're only looking at the hero header. The virtue is that we're aligning the style of the hero header as well as the services page and later the about page, so that it's sort of a wash basically for the hero header. You could even argue that it's extraneous complexity in the hero header, that it's an over-architecting because we're introducing this intermediary form 2-column row. If the hero header was the only use case, that would be unnecessary. But there's at least 4 use cases, so this ends up being a big win. Okay, and so these are the inner style. So let's take this over to 2-column row. And we would not like to name it hero anymore. Let's see. This will be I shouldn't even add a class name at this point, actually, because I just don't know if it's needed. Let's see. What should I do at the moment? I do certainly want the left and right columns. I'll just call it styles.column. Just call it styles.column. So we have these two columns. We need to create two column row.module.css. Let's go create that. Two column row.module.css. And we'll have a column style. This would be similar to the hero half section style that we previously had. All right, so here is, oh, phone fell down. Cool. Hero half section, so we'll copy that style over to the two column row, renaming it to column. Okay. So what's left then is just the hero style. And the hero style is pretty essential because with the one missing element, we've lost the background. Oh, I need to put some content there too. Let's see. The elements didn't show up. So here's content left and content right. So let's add these. Content left, content right. I guess you could almost do like an array of these. So we're not going to do that for now, but in theory you could do that. So, but for now we're just going to do the content left, content right. Similar to the page wrapper. Yeah, this is the line. So if we have content left, use it, otherwise null. If we have content right, use it, otherwise null. Difference here, that content left will be within a div. And so for content right. Cool. Let's go see. It's expecting, etc., etc. Okay. So how was this? Oh, and I don't want the space there. So content left, how am I passing it? Like this? Right, it needs to be a function, a render function. Cool. So now we have the two sections. Cool. And then if I display flex, they do not snap over. I want them to snap over. Why are they not snapping over? Let's see. Because of the container. Yep. Okay, so the class name here, it's not a hero. Class name here is styles.row. It's just row. And then here, these things are essential. The background image would be the separate concern. Excuse me. Cool. So this is far too tall. Far too tall. Maybe I can do a min height of what, 20 VH, or I guess 10 VH. So we do have a 10 VH nav and a 10 VH footer. So it seems to make sense that the min height would be 10 VH. Thank you so much for the likes and the interaction. I appreciate it. If you're into Agile, definitely check out I'm a Product Guy. Okay, so this makes some sense. Does it snap? It does. See, that's the snap we're looking for. Bam. So that it remains readable on mobile. Refresh the page here. Ensure that it keeps snapping. Snap, snap, snap away. Great. So structurally, this looks good. The only concern is that the hero, the special case of the hero, we want to give it some background color. But now we can separate these concerns, which seems very healthy. Align items center. Does this need... Let's see if that does something. Yep, okay. So if we do want it to sort of float to the middle, that will be useful, but I don't think we actually want to. If we go to Meet Refine, thank you. Yeah, this is not aligned to the center, and I don't think we want it to be, right? Because wouldn't that make it sort of like, we want it to be at the top. So let's leave that rule off. Bam, let's leave it off. They are still lined up, right? I think so, unless my eyes are playing tricks on me. Yeah, I think so. Thanks for the shout out. You got it. Great. So let's figure out the background color, and then we will make a commit. Okay, so here is the hero. All of this is looking good. Let's just try to apply it here on 2-column row. Let's see if I can just do it here. I'm just going to say straight up red. Okay, so that didn't seem to work, and I'm kind of okay with that. We can try it this way. We can try section class name. Row section class name. So if there is one, use it, otherwise an empty string. Probably be more parsimonious just to call it class name. So we'll just call it class name. Let's first of all try not to pass it down. And let's see if I can apply it to the wrapper. Seems like the answer is no. Okay, now let's try to pass it down. So we should see it appear on the section. And it does. And it passes through. Okay, so we can use it like this. Cool. Pretty concise, pretty parsimonious way to do that, I think. I have a chicken parmesan here. I don't like the difference in width between the map and the hero. I think I even talked about this on last stream and I ended up letting it go. But now I'm letting it go. Cool. So we just need, okay, we just need to move the width up a level. So here is the width 100% on the row. And we want to have, what is it called, container? Okay, so here we've tried to apply it to the container and exclude it from the row. I'm not getting the visual result that I prefer. The 100% does not seem to be applied. Ah, right. I'm doing it again. So it needs to be styles.container. Right. Because it's hashed. It's not the string literal container. Okay. Styles.container. And refresh the page. And this time it works. So we are able to style the container while excluding the inner wrapper div. So we don't need to duplicate the code. We don't need to command 100% width twice. We can get away with once. And that looks good. It looks good. We go to About. The About page is looking fine. Contact, yeah. Cool. This has been a decent stream, and I have a little bit more substance we can add. So here's the second commit. Take a sip of matcha. This has been pretty good. So two things remaining. We want to implement the 2-column layout for the About and the Services pages. And then I want to implement the contact form, and I think that'll do it. So I think we're about at the halfway mark. I think we have about an hour remaining. Good stuff. So the feature here, let's name the feature. The feature is 2-column row, right? Yeah. This is all open source, of course. Okay. So now I have the services section. The main content would be these two sections. These are actually going to be two 2-column rows. So I'll start by using the homepage header twice. Two-column rows not defined. All right, let's import it. Can't resolve. Okay, it's located elsewhere. It is located within components. Styles is not defined. Okay, that's right. So I don't need styles. I don't need styles. Still complaining it's not defined, although it's commented out. Okay, in this case it worked. And so the background color is transparent. Let's see. If I copy this refined psychiatry style to a T, the rows are full width, which is pretty nice. It's pretty nice. In my layout, I have these gutters, you see? We don't actually go the full width. Right, so I can take the width off main. Take the width off main. Okay, so I think that will be a parameter to the page wrapper. Main wrapper. So here we'll have a parameter called width gutters. True. It's not going to let me do that, is it? Because this is JavaScript and not TypeScript. Maybe I can do it this way. So width gutters. Page wrappers style. So we have page wrapper.module.css. Here is the main wrapper. We're going to move it into a module. And I think we can do similarly with the page container. So now we come to here, and this is no longer page container, but it is styles.pageContainer. And this is no longer main wrapper, but it is styles.mainWrapper. And now we need to import the style. Okay, so here is styles. Styles has been moved. I don't expect any changes. I just expect it to work. Yeah, so there it is, still working. And now let's test the with gutters. With gutters will be used here. So that will be page container. We'll turn this into an interpolated string. So with gutters, if true, null. Otherwise, foobar. We'll call this no gutter. No gutters. Okay. Still expecting it works as normal, but I should be able to read the string called no gutters, although it will have no style impact at the moment. And so let's turn this false. Yeah. Where is the element? Da, 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 da. Where's that element? That is the div wrapping the head. So where's page container? Yep, there it is. Div class, and there's no gutters. And we don't want the string literal no gutters. We want the style hash for no gutters. Styles. And it's undefined. And that's fine because no gutters does not have a rule yet. Okay, so you break it, then you fix it. So main wrapper, is it main wrapper or page container? It's page container. And so now we'll have a rule which is page container dot no gutters. We can do it this way. We might, instead of having two CSS classes that interact, we might just want to use a different CSS class, like page container without gutters. So that might be preferred, but let's deal with this momentarily. The width. The width is nowhere here specified. The width, where does that 92% rule come from? Here it is, right? Is it on main? Is it on a different element? Control Shift F, 92, enter, %, enter. Yeah, so it's still in the globals. This is the main. It's on main. It's not on the gutter. It's not on the, it's a different element. So here it is, main. All right, so this is fine. So styles.pageContainer is fine. This is not the element that I want to target. It is the main. So here, class name with gutters. If it's true, we'll leave it empty. Otherwise, styles dot no gutters. So it's not an interaction of page container. It is simply a standalone rule, no gutters. LMN, I'll put it between them. And here, do width 100%. There we go. We can see the width is 100% when the gutters are deactivated. Now let's put it back into with gutters defaults to true. And the gutters are restored. So awesome. So we are getting default action. We're getting default action, which is a great flag. Now, when I visit the non-homepage about services contact, so let's go to services. That's the one we're dealing with. This is where I can now override. I can now override and say that I don't want the gutters. So services, main content with gutters, false. Did you call me? Oh. I guess she's talking to someone else. All right, so we got rid of the gutters, right? Cool. So now if I apply a background color, it will go end to end. Background red. Yep, end to end. Cool. I think we should pause and commit. Okay, so what am I committing here? I'm committing the new feature, which is the ability to toggle gutters. So here's the feature, toggle page gutters. Great. So these gutters are all the way. And what is the color scheme that I'd like to do? I'd like to do white. So like tan, white, yeah. So the nav is already tan. Here, cool, so that is a hard white. It's so, the off-white color is so slightly different, but it is making a difference there. Okay, that would be in the page wrapper. So we go to the page wrapper, and here is the header. Did we want to start with white though? I think not. I think the nav area is what is already white. So that here we would like to do the off-white. Let's get this color. All right, so here's the hex. There's the main wrapper. The header. what should we do here? Like colored row, yeah, colored row, let's call it. So this will be primary color. We'll use it in these two places. It's not being recognized. I think that is just a linting issue, but it seems to be enough to break the modules. CSS modules. So there's a plugin needed, huh? Well, and then it's not treated as a CSS variable. Root. Okay, let's try this. Root is not pure. Okay, we just can't do it, basically. All right. So we can't use the variable. That's fine. I will just have to duplicate some code. No big deal. All right, so there is the header, and we can see it pops now, right? That services, it pops, but it's not overbearing, I don't think. So I think it's designed nice. All right. Then we have, this is going to be a hard white now. Yep. And you can see it matches to the nav, and you get this clear sort of AB pattern, which is great. So here is colored row, and then we also have white row. The other way to do this, it's almost like you would want a row series. I don't have a good way to do this right now. I don't want to create a row series. That's too much. Page wrapper. Okay, so here's page wrapper, and then I guess I'll just pass a Boolean, is colored, to column row, is colored, and yeah, so I will just have to be responsible at implementation time, and I can give it a default of false. ABC. Okay, so if it is, then let's go over to the CSS top nav module. We can even do, I don't know. Do you want to put this in the global? All right, let's do it. So page wrapper, so here it's not styles.colored row, it's just colored row. And so that broke it, good. Now let's add the global and that should fix it. Break it and then fix it, test driven, right? Yep, so now it's back. So there's colored row, and then we'll also have, let's say row colored, and then we'll have row white so that we can keep the rules together. So here is colored is false. Class name, this would be, I'm not sure, we'll test. It might go on the section, it might go on the div one level down. So this would be little expression here. Expression will be is colored, use the ternary. If true, row colored, otherwise row white. Throw those into single quotes because they are literals. They are not the styled hash. Cool, and I think we are getting, oh, well, it was inverted actually. Logic here is sound. It was implemented inverted. Is colored, we want that to be false. And then the default is false. Okay, so we want to just add to the second case and say true. Great, now we got A, B, but something goofy is going on here. What's up with this? Yeah, it's just a matter of the it's just a matter of the height of the whole main thing. It is a min height, right? Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I like that. I guess I can kind of leave it alone for now. Hopefully that becomes a non-issue with the addition of content within the left and right. Then it will overflow a single fold and we just won't have to worry about it. That would be my ideal state. Okay. Cool. So let's add some content in here. I basically just want to rip this off. So our specialties. It's an H3. Here on the content left, I'd like to have an image, unsplash, psychiatrist. Yeah, this seems great. This seems great. iStock photo, what is this? I thought I did unsplash. That should be royalty free, huh? Browse premium. No, I don't want to browse premium. Okay. So this seems fine. Browse premium. I guess there just aren't many results. Is that the idea? Yeah, there just aren't many free results. That's okay. We'll use this one. And I could download it. Can I just reference it in place? Let's say reading. That makes people think of a psychiatrist, right? Yeah. Heck yeah. Looks like a psychiatrist. Copy link address. So let's... Is it going to force download it? Okay, so I can view it in place. So I'm just going to reference it as a URL. So here's the About section. Let's do a div. I'm not sure I need the div, but let's just do it. Here's an image, and this will be URL equals, cool, unsplash, whatever. How about that? What does that do? Cool, so now we have this square. It's still not doing great. Okay. So there's a different URL if you don't want to download it. Yeah, it's resisting, look at that. It's resisting being framed. It's like, no, you either download me or you go away. Okay, let's try one more time. And if this doesn't work, I'll just download it. Ah, the other thing is I should be using source, not URL, because I'm dumb. Okay, great, but that's far too big. Far, 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 far. Ah, now we're talking, yeah? Now we're talking. How about on a mobile phone? Are we still looking good? We're not looking good. We are not looking good. Let's do, can we do 50%? Gotta go, dude. All right, see you later. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great rest of the day. How about 100%? That looks better, doesn't it? Yep, so we'll do 100% on mobile. We can do, let's see, how about 75? I think 80 works. We do 80 on desktop and cool. So class name is styles dot image. Yeah, I guess so. Now the About page is also going to have this. So it should be style scoped to the 2-column row. Yeah, so let's just do image, 2-column row. Great. Okay, so this will be a 2-column row image or something like that. 2-column row image. Or could I do this as a global style? I think so. Let's do, okay. So class name is 2-column row image. So here, the width is 80%. And then on mobile, the width is 50%. Refresh the page. I'll even empty cache and hard reload. Here it's looking good. And here it looks too small, doesn't it? Ah, we want it to be 100. 100, 100. That's right. Okay, well, at least the style is getting applied. So, okay, so let's modify that. Looks good. On a tablet, it's arguably too much, right? That's okay. I think it works. Cool. So services, we have the image on the left. and then it flips, right? And then you have an image on the right. Cool. So we'll say R specialties, which is an H3. And they have like 2 columns even within. Can I do a 2-column row here? Let's see. That would be nice if it works out, wouldn't it? Foobar and banana. Should be a function of foobar banana. Great, so it actually seems to have worked even within. That is brilliant. Much, much better. Cool. And so this would be what, an H4? It's just strong. It's just strong. It really should be a list, though. This will be adults. We'll do an unordered list. Okay. And then I'll grab these. Oh, they treat psychosis. Maybe I should give them a call. Autism spectrum disorder. I don't have it. I was tested. I'm in the broader autism phenotype. Bipolar disorder and psychosis. Good stuff. Good show. Good show. Okay. I don't know what a couple of these are, but I guess that doesn't matter, right? Cool. Our specialties. I don't really like the style of it, but meh. Cool, so I think that spacing looks a little better. Let's see, I want to get these to line up. Let's just start with the text align left. Cool, so that was a good start. Now what if I did padding 0 here? Yep, that lines it up. That lines it up. This lines it up in a way. It lines it up with the first letter, not with the bullets. That's okay. Feels like a good amount of white space there. I'm not sure if I like that. Yeah, that one. Sending roses to the fellow coders. Have fun. I'm out. Thank you so much. See you later. Awesome. Yeah, let's do get the list style done. I liked that more. I like this atomic styling name, list style none. You just call it what it is. I like that. I think this is pretty good for now. We can always tweak it later. But let's go with this for now. And so now I will take a similar structure. Bam. And do I even need the div? Let's see. Can I do a fragment? I think it looks just as well. All right, so there's the content right. Now we have left and right, adults, adults, but we really want adults, children. And what does children do? Schizophrenia instead of psychosis. Schizophrenia instead of psychosis. Oh, did I do that backwards? Schizophrenia for adults. PTSD, complex trauma. Switch that out for gender identity. This is children. Okay. I think I'm screwing this up. Oops. So adults PTSD. Adult autism? No adult autism. ADHD. So we'll go all the way back to the ADHD. Bam. Maternal mental health. That's a great service, by the way, right? Like postpartum depression and all that. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. Great. Services. Bootstrap. This is not using Bootstrap. I'm just using CSS straight up. And then what goes down here? Something about the, right. Services and fees. What is that, an H2 or H3? It's an H3. Okay, so on the left, we will have H3. Services, fees. Let's do Bacon Ipsum. Shout out to Bacon Ipsum. This is really great. It's Lauren Ipsum, but it's bacon. We also want to left align this text. Class name, text align left. Nice and easy. Love it. Oh no, my green screen. Let me fix that green screen. That's goofy. I'll just turn the green screen off. We're getting close to done here anyway. Cool. Services 1, 2, 3, 4. I think, yeah, these 800, 600, 275. So that is adolescent evaluation, adult, yeah, and then follow-up. Cool, right? So we got services, fees, adolescent initial evaluation. By this time, we've gone more than a whole fold, which is great. But my question is, why the bottom area? Bam. It's this padding. Bam. And that fixes it. So we need to get rid. Oh, that didn't fix it. That did. So in the case of no gutters, I will drop padding as the simplistic solution. I think it works. In the case of no gutters, let's drop padding. So it looks pretty good on a phone, scrolling down, scrolling down. Yo, that looks pretty sexy, if I'm honest with you. And then request a consult. Request a consult goes on the left. And that should just be an image down there, and we can hide on mobile. Mobile hidden. Cool, so it's hidden on mobile, and then off of mobile, there it is. But I want to do a different picture. I don't want the same picture twice. Also, I want it to be I want it to be in the middle. Yeah, okay, so the text align left is getting propagated too far. Okay, that's fine. So here I just text align center. Cool, so my text align left, let me take that out of the 2-column row and just put it into this div here. And now it's centered. Great. And that text align left only propagates on the left hand. But let me get another Unsplash. What is something, let's see, when I'm thinking of services, what's something super cool? A smiling person. Do I have, let's do gender balance here. Do I have a lady up top? I guess that kind of looks like a lady's hand. Is it a white lady? I don't know. It's kind of a tannish lady. So let's go for the black guy here. Copy image address. Cool. This one, right? Oh, and it's a good height. The height really matches, doesn't it? No, the height gets really tall. Can I set a max height on it? Yeah, no, that's gonna take, okay. It's gonna take more work. So something that's kind of like more horizontal than vertical. Let's try and find, yeah, okay, here's a black lady. That'll be good. Copy image address. And then, yeah, that's better, right? That fits better. Cool, cool. Yeah, I think this looks good. On mobile, that picture goes away. I like it. I like it. I like it. Well, we didn't get to the contact form, but I think we made a lot of progress. I'm really happy with this. So thanks for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel. I guess next time we'll do the about page and the contact form. And then it looks like I need to clean up that heading style there. Yeah. Yep.